What's going on, guys? I am BlackOpsAmazing. Thank you again for tuning in to another zombies video, but today we're going to be talking about one of my favourite maps in the zombie storyline, Mob of the Dead. And our characters say something very interesting in GOROD KROVI that I think you may want to speculate around. So before we get into it, I did a full brand new explanation on the Mob of the Dead storyline. I know it can get very confusing, and since this map is going to be really important to our zombie storyline, especially coming towards the end of this game in DLC 4, I thought to do a new explanation for you guys. You guys seem to have loved it. You've given me so much support. So if you haven't seen it already, definitely check it out after this video. I will link it in the description for you guys. But anyway, let's get into this one. Enjoy. So I was going through the COD Zombies forums and I came across something very interesting. And it's something that Richtofen says when you turn on the electrical trap. I'm going to play it for you now, but hopefully it will all make sense after.
An old favourite. Execution. Electrocution. Rest in peace, Sal. Do I need to explain just how much you've disappointed me?
By the way, I first saw this from Can't Find My Keys, so credit to him, I'm going to link it in the description. But when you turn on the trap, Richtofen says, my favourite. Execution, electrocution, rest in peace, Sal. And that, although it may not seem like much to some people, is extremely important because we now have more information, even though it's a tiny quote about Mob of the Dead. Richtofen is talking about one of our Mob of the Dead characters, SAL DELUCA, the mob boss, the most important member of that gang, the leader. In fact, Richtofen has Sal's blood vials. We've known since Black Ops 2 Origins that Richtofen has had these 2 blood vials, but they're of 2 of our Mob of the Dead members, SAL DELUCA and Finn O'Leary. Although there are many theories, we have had no explanation as to how he's got this blood, or what he even needs this blood for, but in order to obtain it, since it is blood from the prison itself, since it has their cell number on it, it must mean that Richtofen went to Mob of the Dead to collect this. Now, Trokes so far have given us no information on this as to how it was obtained. They've explained nothing to do with Mob of the Dead in our normal timeline, apart from a few small hints we've been getting here and there. We see the Mob of the Dead plane flying throughout our maps, Zetsubo no Shima, Shadows of Evil, the Giant. We have a cipher that you can find in GOROD KROVI, which we think may be linked to the Mob of the Dead plane, which is written by one of the characters flying on the plane, and they talk about how they are traveling through space, and they keep seeing different things, and about how they have had a hard landing, the plane has crashed, and they now can't find it. But so far we've had nothing directly from our characters themselves until now, until this quote. My favourite. Execution, electrocution, rest in peace, Sal. SAL DELUCA, Finn O'Leary and Billy Hansen all got electrocuted on Alcatraz Island. They got sent to death by electric chair for killing Albert the Weasel Arlington. They then got sent back in time to the night of the murder to replay out that scene, but little did they know they were stuck in afterlife, and they were now stuck in an infinite time loop, an infinite cycle, until they broke it by the Weasel getting a bloody revenge on the 3 characters. But the important part is Sal, Finn and Billy all got killed by electrocution, and Richtofen is now saying in this quote, when he turns on the electric trap, execution, electrocution, rest in peace, Sal, because that is how Sal got killed, via electrocution. This must mean to me that Richtofen knows Sal. I mean, he definitely knows about him from this quote. If he's given his condolence to Sal, if he's saying rest in peace, then this actually sounds like Richtofen may have even met him. Saying just rest in peace to a random character is, well, random, but we know that these Mob of the Dead characters aren't random. Richtofen has the blood of Finn and Sal. He must have been to Mob of the Dead, and if he's been there, there's a high chance that he's met these characters. And from this quote to me, this is indicating that he has, that he's in some way interacted with Sal, maybe met him, spoke to him. It sounds like from this that Richtofen has had some interaction with Sal because he's saying rest in peace. There's no doubt that he knows about him and he knows about his death. We know the Mob of the Dead characters died in, I believe, 1933, and they were only sent to Alcatraz around 1932, so Richtofen must have been there between those years. Obviously, in Shadows of Evil, we have a load of links as well. Finn O'Leary owned a bar where he distributed his alcohol, which is all part of Sal's mob. We know Sal hired Billy to do his dirty work for him, in which he killed 116 people, and where he also hired the Weasel to be his moneymaker, his con man. And when they all got found and then sent to Alcatraz, not long after, they tried to escape, but as we know, the plan failed, the characters got frustrated and ended up killing the Weasel, and for that, they got resent back to Alcatraz in Afterlife. Honestly, Treyarch in DLC 4 have so much explaining to do, and this for me is the most interesting part about our zombie storyline so far. Besides from Dr. Monty in the house, the whole Mob of the Dead part in this and how it plays a role, I can't wait to hear more about it in Revelation. So there we go, Richtofen saying rest in peace, Sal. He knows he died via electrocution. Let me know your thoughts on this quote in the comments section below. Definitely check it out for yourself. Hopefully you have enjoyed the video. I'd be interested to see what you guys think because I actually love reading your comments. Definitely, if you haven't, check out my Mob of the Dead storyline video as well. I really think you guys will enjoy it if you just enjoy the zombie storyline in general. So leave a like rating, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.